Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wishing you all a very happy New Year 2025 and welcome to our Power of Knowing show forums, the Regenesis Talk, episode 192 today. Today, we are discussing on the topic of personal brand in the corporate world. To have the topic discussed, we have Thomas Welsh, Mr. Rajiv Bajaj, Mr. Sunil joining me. Without further ado, let's bring our esteemed speakers onto the event. Hi Rajiv, hi Thomas, hi Sunil. Welcome to our
Hi,
podcast.
Prem.
Hi.
Happy
Thank
New
you,
Year,
Prem. Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Over to you, Thomas.
Okay, thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. 2025 is here, and it's a year brimming with opportunities. And today we'll be talking about how you appear to the world, your personal brand, a concept that goes beyond the individual to shape how India's managers and managers elsewhere in the world present themselves and their organizations on the global stage. Personal brand is not just about perception, it's really about paving the way and telegraphing the tangible outcomes, including better salaries, greater influence, and more value for everyone involved, that each of us, as wealth creators and future creators, are capable of bringing. And today I'm delighted to be here with my colleagues. It feels a really special day, the first day of a new year, when we can open this conversation, because I think what we as managers and leaders and executives and directors and owners, founders, CEOs, COOs, what we bring to the table in the coming 12 to 18 months will really determine whether the future of humanity thrives or whether we run into all sorts of difficulties that we could at this stage have prevented. So let's talk about the things that matter to how you present your contribution. Prem, can I pass the ball to you and get us into this subject, please?
Sure, Thomas. Thanks for that. Today being the first podcast of the year 2025 and the first day of the year, this is why we want to launch the Regenesis program starts here and India leaders, managers, and organizations are positioned to the world not just as service providers but an equal contributors to strategy, innovation, and global growth. Together, we can refine what it means to be a manager or a leader in India. Thomas, Sunil, over to you.
Thank you, Prem. Thank you. I think we are discussing very important topic, and what will be the good topic more than what we are discussing today? Personal branding at the first day of New Year. So each one of us, everybody on this earth, want to make their personal brand. So let's start with one question for our audience. What does your personal brand say about you today? And more importantly, what do you want it to say tomorrow? So in workshop, number one point we are going to discuss, that is align people. When we talk align people, this means we focus on connecting your values, your actions, leadership style to create a brand that not only inspires trust but also amplify your contribution to the organization. So the personal branding is very important, and it reflects your values, your system, your contribution to the organization. Rajiv, over to you.
Thank you, Sunil. Very, very important topic at the beginning of the year, personal branding. Sunil, you rightly said that it is the most important thing for everyone today. And whether it is your followers list on LinkedIn, whether it is your space you have on YouTube, uh, and all other social media handles. So that itself speaks volumes about what kind of branding you are carrying for yourself. And that is where I think it's not just talking about the image, we are talking about the value. Because earlier we always used to talk about the valuation of the company, valuation of the organization. But if you ask me, in today's world, the value which your personal brand carries also has a lot of significance on your personal standing in the business world. And definitely there's a saying, reputation travels faster than the man. So these days, this is the best way to reflect your personal image to the industry, to the people, to your peers. So the value you create as a manager or a leader determines your team's effectiveness as well. So and also your organization's success, and ultimately your ability to earn more. So I still remember that I was talking to one senior guy in my organization where I used to work, and I said that we have done something which is uh, you know very good for our brand. So he was my boss. So he said that not only our brand, you are also one of the brand ambassador of our brand. So that kind of passion, that kind of commitment, and that kind of recognition, if you start getting as a manager or a leader in your organization, that not only lifts the spirit of your personal brand, but also lifts the spirit of the overall organizational success. And the team around you also starts respecting you, and they are always looking up to you for their team's growth, and whatever plans you have. So it is very, very straight away reflecting on the value you are getting in the organization, and thereby you start earning more. So let's go to Thomas. Thomas, how does Regenesis connect this chain of value creation? I think you can throw more light on this, and we'll be happy to hear you on this.
Has made it crucial elements for all of us for this year. And if you think about the words regenesis, it's really asking you the question: are you presenting all you're capable of being, all your true value to the world outside you? And so the process of regenesis is all about unlocking latent growth, both in you as a person, as a manager, as an executive, as a leader. Are you really presenting your full value in your situation? And also, are you helping present the full value, the full potential, the latent magnificence of your organization? Are you truly doing that on both those levels? When a manager aligns their personal brand with their deepest and most cherished values and contributions, they themselves, just by their presence, will become a catalyst and a promoter of change and benefit and value and all the things that we deem as important. And if there's one thing that Regenesis stands for in this coming year, and it's the reason why we're releasing the Regenesis program now to all managers, at all organizations. And it's also the reason we're starting in India, is to ensure that we get that messaging right. We help you make the adjustments. This alignment ensures that India is truly the catalyst for change and improvement and a better future that it's capable of being. And that will involve every manager and every business. And this alignment that comes with working through the Regenesis program, with using the Regenesis model, is all about alignment that creates more effective teams and it leads to more efficient organizations. So everybody wins here. And importantly, we need to lead with some of the human values that Rajiv and Sunil have already talked about. And here's the key: efficient organizations create more value for customers. Yes, for sure. They do a better job, but also they create more value and believe in more, bringing forth more value from their people. And all of this leads to higher revenues and higher salaries for everyone involved. It can only go that way. And I would love to see Indian organizations, many more of them. There are some really great organizations already providing a lead to the rest of the world, and so many more could help with that. So, this is why we're starting with Regenesis in India. Prem, over to you. Your mic not be on, might not be on, Prem.
Can you hear me, Thomas?
Yes, now I can.
Yeah, so exactly, Thomas. The workshop 2, the maximize the flow, takes the step further to addressing the barriers of to contribution. Many organizations struggle with bottlenecks that prevent managers' teams from reaching their full potential. By removing these obstacles, managers can increase their impact, enabling their organization to thrive and making them indispensable on the global stage. For the audience, what bottlenecks do you see in the organization and how are they affecting your contribution? Sunil, over to you.
Thank you, Prem. We are discussing very important topic today. I think there are various parameters of personal branding. We have spoken two workshop, that is align people and maximize flow. Let's add another layer to this. The personal brand is not just about the individual. It is about creating a new Indian manager brand. Historically, Indian managers have been seen as an efficient executor, but but as far as uh, execution is concerned, and as far as a strategic thinking is concerned, overall it is seen that Indian managers are not good in that. I'm sorry to say that, but it is the real thought process, real image of Indian managers. And that is why at Regenesis we are thinking to add values there, and in order to develop the personal branding and this to 2025, we want to give opportunity to Indian managers to come forward, learn how to do this strategic thinking, because execution is very important. If you are good in execution, as far as the this thinking, a strategic thinking is concerned, that can be developed, that can be, you can learn regarding this. So the perception and limits that opportunities for higher salaries, promotion and global roles, that strategic thinking parameter restricts Indian managers from them. And when you do this strategic thinking in the organization, basically you are catalyzing the expansion. So our third workshop will be how to catalyze this expansion. So you have to demonstrate that strategic thinking, leadership, and innovation is also part of your personal brand, and that helps the organization wherever you work in their growth journey. So when we talk regarding this, regarding strategic thinking, this is an opportunity for the Indian managers to come forward, join hand with Regenesis, enroll in the courses of Regenesis, and learn this skill set. Over to you, Rajiv.
Absolutely, Sunil. That's what I think precisely the global stage is also watching us because the claim of our rightful place, we need leaders who communicate just not competence but with confidence. So I think that is where the critical uh, results start coming in and people can for themselves see where they are and how they stand, as well as far as their personal branding is concerned. And that is where Regenesis becomes crucial, because it's not just a tool for personal growth, it's a framework for elevating Indian managers to the status of global leaders. And you might be hearing about lots of big names coming from the West, or coming from other countries. But the leadership of Indian, the battery of Indian leaders who are well known as a brand within our country as well as globally, uh, is there, but it has to increase many folds. And that is where I think we can really help you to make your personal brand more and more strong, more and more valuable. And that is what we are bringing to the table for you. So when that happens, it's not just the individual who benefits. The ripple effect to extend the will extend to the teams, to organization, and even to the country as a whole. So when the country is full of leaders who have their personal brand, definitely the brand image of the country also goes up. We have already got Prime Minister Modi, who is being recognized as a world leader. uh, and there are many such instances where he can talk to any of the world leader by just picking up the phone. And we also have stories like even the Russia Ukraine war stopped for some time to make way for Indian students coming back from there to India. So that's the power of the leadership. That's the power of branding. That's the power of the nation. So when you all of us, so this is a very macro example I have given, but these are the small examples are there in various organizations also, where some problem has come in the organization, and just because of one person who has a very big brand value, the whole critical situation can be controlled very well. And that is where I think day in, day out, we must be observing that those kind of leaders are required by each and every organization, each and every individual city, in each and every individual macro whatever business, whether it is a business association or an organization. So I think the Regenesis will definitely empower you to achieve that. And that is what we can hear more about from Thomas. So Thomas, over to you.
And I'd maybe like to emphasize one more thing, which is every time you present yourself out there in some way, whether it's be to put a profile on LinkedIn, or whether it's to send a post, or whatever it is, write an article, all the time you're sending a message. And even having no LinkedIn profile and no personal brand, that also communicates something, and you may not like what that communicates. So have a really careful think. And if you're stuck for how to think about it, or a way to think about it, by all means drop into the Regenesis uh, web pages, regenesisworks.com, and you'll see in there's a LinkedIn profile builder. It's all free, so just go and grab it. And even if you don't do it exactly that way, it might help you see how to really add presence to who you are. And most importantly, it might make you think about what your value is. What's your personal brand? What does it need to say? And of course, it's all about adding value, but what kind of value do you add? Salary growth is not just a random outcome, it's the result of creating and demonstrating and contributing to the creation of wealth and value and prosperity and things that matter to people, that improve their lives, their health. Any of those dimensions can really help. So when you use Regenesis to align what you do with people to maximize the flow of activity in your organization and to catalyze expansion. You're not just improving your organization, you're making a statement about you and you're making yourself indispensable for delivering the thing that only you can do in that way, in that situation. And that's how you earn not just respect, but those higher salaries and better opportunities. And yes, there will be more responsibility with that. But the other thing that Regenesis gives you is the way to deal with that scientifically, in a way, logically, rationally, rather than those extra responsibilities becoming an extra burden. Because when you really know how to build an organization that works, then you can take on more responsibility without crushing yourself with an overwhelming burden. So, but come on down, come and look, come and participate in what we're doing. We've tried to make this right and accessible to everyone. So do dial into one of the links at the end of the broadcast. Prem, that sounds like you. Unless there are any comments from the audience, and I'd like to thank Darshani for her best wishes for the new year. Thank you for being present today. It's good to see you here. So, Prem, over to you.
Hey, Thomas. Thank you for that. Thomas, to tie this back into 2025, we've refined what means to be a manager in India. The Regenesis program is here to equip you with tools, insights, and strategies to just not adapt by but lead with right personal brand and contributions. There is no limit we can achieve. Looking at the expansion parts, our suggestions are looking at cultural root brands that we should look at, discuss on how Indian culture values, right? And example of such things are how you look at humility, how is family treated, how is the hard work oriented approaches that are being there can enhance the personal brand on a global stage. Indian managers bring unique strengths to the table: adaptability, resilience, and a strong sense of community. However, to compare global, it is about framing these traits in the ways that showcase not just execution but leadership and innovation. Regenesis helps managers connect to these trends to a global expectation, include the briefing to the Rajiv. I'm missing something here. So Rajiv, over to you. Sorry about it.
Yeah, Prem, I think the most important thing is how to have your elevator pitch, because sometimes I keep interacting with startup founders and people who are supposed to talk about their organization or themselves. And so imagine you are in an elevator with the CEO of a global company and you have only 30 seconds to describe your role and value, how you are going to do it. So do think about it, what you have to say. Think about it for a moment, how you will share your answers to the whatever questions are being asked to you, and how you are going to chat and convey about yourself and your organization in those 30 seconds. And that's the critical part of it. Because if you are taking too long, the world is always having very, very limited time. So you must convey that, within those 30 seconds in your elevator pitch. And that's the key element. We will actually teach you how to do it, and over to you, Sunil. Maybe you can add something to it.
Absolutely, Rajiv. You have rightly said that you are having only 30 seconds and you have to demonstrate and you have to prove that your personal brand values. So I will say in nutshell that there are three questions that need to be answered and you should have answer of that. The first important question is that who are you? Do you know this? And if you know who are you, then how and what you contribute in the organization. Do you have the answer of this? And third important is that how and why that contribution matters to the organization. If you are having the answer of these three, and if you know that what exactly you do, how it matters to the organization, rest other is basically a byproduct. You have already developed your personal brand because you are knowing what you do, you are knowing how you what you are contributing to the organization, then everything will follow. And at Regenesis, we help the individuals to build the personal brand and to know the answer of all these three. So that helps in interview, that helps in the organization where you work, when you work with your boss. So this is in the same way. And there are economic impact of these, which is personal branding. Thomas, over to you to basically explain regarding this.
So much of what you just said. What will you say if you're asked by a chief exec, exactly as Rajiv and Sunil have been speaking here? What will you say in response? And the 3 points that you make, Sunil, are really important. Research shows that managers and leaders and anybody in that kind of leadership role, management role, that have strong personal brands earn significantly more simply because they know how to answer those 3 questions really well. They bring clarity to the situation, they bring credibility and confidence to their roles. Um, can you get your personal brand down to 2 words? So, for instance, you could, I would call myself a Regenesis creator. What do you contribute? Well, I help an organization bring forward its and unlock its latent performance. And why does that matter? Well, because that organization is probably understating its profits, understating its revenues by probably a tune of 1 to 2% a month that it could improve. Now, if you add that up over a year, that's an extra 20 to 25% it could add to its bottom lines. Well, that's massive when you start to put that over a decade or so because it becomes more than 100% larger. What I learned early in my career is that the lead organization in any sector, and you can research this for yourself, the lead organization, the best, is probably 4 times larger than the average in a sector. All of these things are to do with personal and organizational branding, but it's more than that. It connects back to organizational mission. It's about being phenomenally clear about why you're there and what you do. And personal brand is no different. It builds confidence in customers, it builds confidence in organizations, it builds confidence in employees when they're led by somebody that has a really clear message that communicates whether they're an innovator or a problem solver, a team builder, a value creator, whatever those first couple of words are, they are the platform on what you on which you can build the value that you create, and you can be utterly consistent with what you say and who you are. So I think the reason we're all here is India as a global leadership hub has got to be strengthened, and we want to do everything we can to help that. And Prem, maybe you could say a few words about reinforcing that broader vision for India to lead the world.
Thank you, Thomas. And that's a very important point that we are talking about. 2025 is a turning point as Indian managers step into global leadership roles. We have seen a lot of leaders coming across the globe where Indians are playing a key roles in the industry. Now it becomes our responsibility to showcase not just competence but the vision. By embracing Regenesis, we can create a new narrative for Indian leadership and one that leads the way to innovation, trust, and sustainability and growth. Sunil, over to you.
Yes, well said, Prem. So, to help you take this a step, we are offering a special New Year's discount for the Region SS Growth Program. Save 70%, just 12,500 for the full program, or attend a single workshop for rupees 5,000. But remember, these offers are limited. So please join, please enroll in this program. Rajiv, you want to add something?
Yeah, Sunil, I think yes, this is the moment to upgrade your personal brand and align with the global opportunities and unlock your growth you have been waiting for. Don't let this chance slip away. So this is really something where we have made a very lucrative offer in terms of pricing to you. So just jump on it. That's my advice to you. Over to you, Thomas.
Genesis and make 2025 the year you redefine your value, uh, not just to your organization, but to yourself and the world. And I just like to take this moment to say thank you to my wonderful colleagues that are here with me today for all you've done with me last year and all I know you've prepared for next year to help us really get this done and to make a difference primarily to India at the start, and then through India, perhaps to the rest of the world. So thank you so much, my friends, and I look forward to doing more with you in the coming weeks and months. So over to you, Prem, maybe to bring us to a close for today, and do speak to either Sunil or Prem or Rajiv, and just speak to somebody just to start a conversation. Whether or not you intend to follow it through to the program, well, you can decide when you get there. Uh, None of us are pushy people. We're just going to let you decide what's best for you and for your organization. So do come and join us for at least a conversation, and let's start the ball rolling. Or drop into the website, go and have a look at the page. I know Prem will publish the link at the end of this broadcast today. So over to you, Prem.
Thank you for that, Thomas. I've brought in the scroll under the screen there, and we can be reached here. Thomas, Rajiv, Sunil, and myself. We are reachable on LinkedIn. And with this, thank you for joining us today. Together, we can create a narrative for Indian managers and leaders, a narrative of growth, value, and global influence. Sunil, to you.
From all of us at Regenesis, we wish you a prosperous 2025. Let's lead the way together. Thank you. See you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Thank you for that, Sunil. With this, we come to a conclusion of our episode for today. Do follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We hope this first session of the year has found some value for you. Thank you for joining us today. Our next episode is going to be scheduled tomorrow. That is the 192nd episode, which we are talking about 2025 skills stack blueprint, how to build a winning career at 6:30 p.m. IST. Looking forward to see you again tomorrow. Thank you for now, and bye for now.